It's been a hell of a week. Actor Chris Pine came out with an official statement that Harry Styles did not spit on his dick at the Venice Film Festival. What? That's true, but then Chris Pine's dick came out with a statement saying, "So why the am I wet?" All right? And but here's what I really want to talk about. Topic one. Now, I was watching the Morris Chestnut Show a few weeks ago, and Morris asked CNN host Don Lemon, what would he do if CNN's new leadership made it so he couldn't spit the truth? Oh, the Lemon got heated?
Yes, I will be able to do what I do on CNN, which is to tell the truth, which is to inform the American electorate and the American public, and also the world, because we're an international news organization. So if I'm not allowed to do that, then I will go on and do it somewhere else.
Okay. Since then, several major CNN hosts have left, including Brian Stelter and longtime Washington correspondent John Harwood. All right, people on the left accuse CNN of basically becoming the next Fox News. I haven't seen liberals this mad since they raised the price on African babies. Okay? Look, if you're on CNN or MSNBC, you should be able to criticize a Democratic president. All right? That doesn't mean they are the next Fox News. It just means you are a tax-paying American citizen who understands how democracy works and understands the president works for us, okay? Now, CNN's new boss, Chris Litt, my guy, he was EP on this show last season. He just wants straight news, objective truth. I personally think that's what we all need. And Ashley, you worked at CNN for years, okay? Do you think the mass exodus of CNN workers, the outrage is valid from them?
Well, I think that Chris Licht had a really big project to overtake. I mean, listen, the whole Trump era was just sort of a free-for-all, right? Mm-hmm. And that led a lot of viewers to say there is no other opinion other than an anti-Trump opinion.
Do you think there'll ever be a time where we're able to watch, like, nonpartisan news? Is nonpartisan news possible?
I feel like nonpartisan news will be possible when things like basic human rights become nonpartisan issues.
Ooh. I like that.
It just feels like there's propaganda surrounding what the truth really is. Propaganda surrounding what the media is putting out, but the media has a responsibility to produce all sides of an argument.
I think it's got to be, you got to be careful though with, CNN is towing this line of like both-siderism, and I don't think there's two sides to hiding nuclear secrets.
That's scary though, because if we treat like the news like a playlist on like Spotify or Tidal, it's like we literally could listen to whatever we want to hear when we want to hear it.
Yeah.
Is that good if we can know where to go to hear what we want to hear?
Oh, it's not good, but it's American.
Correct.
I think people want to turn on the TV and see a mirror that just makes them look good.
What do you think, Ashley?
I think it's like news Cheetos. You know, after a while, you eat too many, you're not going to be healthy. Yeah. I think you got to have some salad. You've got to try your best to be well-informed. And you're right.
But everybody thinks they're the salad.
I know, and here's the problem. I think across the board, there are definitely stories where there should not be a false equivalency, right, in order to be fair. But the problem is because it's across the board, there's never the mention of these other stories, you get a bad rap as that channel. So unless you're going to just at least try to stop rolling your eyes while you're telling the story, because that is a message in itself, right? The body language of so many people on television these days is a message.
Yeah.
It's got to stop.
I agree that's what should happen, but I think it's a business. It is, and sadly, it's being run like a business, and salad don't sell in America, I think. Walk down the streets in middle America.
People like conflict. Conflict sells.
Sells.
Yeah.
The media.
That's why all y'all got Twitter accounts. Topic two. Now, this was a big week for people who were homeschooled. HBO premiered their Game of Thrones spinoff, House of the Dragon. Anybody see it? Okay.
Indeed.
While Amazon debuted their Lord of the Rings series, The Rings of Power, and fans showed their tolerance by mostly not using the N-word to tweet about these shows' non-white actors. Here's the thing. Forcing diversity for the sake of diversity could be ruining cinema. All right, the movie Friday wouldn't hit the same with Matt Damon as Debo.
Please.
All right, Tom Holland can't be Mookie and do the right thing. All right, imagine watching Friends and then Lil Rel or Lil Duval pop up. All right, some things need to stay segregated. All right? What do you think, Jordan? Segregation is great, right?
Please.
Thank you for the question, Charlamagne. Thank you.
Please, don't answer that.
All yours, Jordan.
Wow.
It's all yours.
Agents told me, don't come on the show. Don't go
They
on the
said,
show.
watch your answer.
First of all, First of all, I understand the theoretical story. I think there needs to be more diversity in storytelling. I look at this, we're talking about Lord of the Rings.
Exactly.
And Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Those are child stories that have been told 1,000 times in the last decade. We need new stories. And I think I look at it right now, and I think it's sort of a litmus test on where America is with these things. And you have people who are grumbling right now who it's fantasy. They can't even fantasize equal representation. That's too much. Like Martin Luther King talked about like dreaming of a time where there was racial equality between children, and where are we in 2022?
Goblins
We can't.
and elves.
Yeah, like a black orc. I don't see him.
So, do you think colorblind casting is a good thing?
I feel like I'm in the middle about it because there are times when it can disrupt the lore of something specific. Like I'm into the GOT, I'm into the House of Dragons.
Okay.
And so this black guy, they're like, well, why is he there? Because the Valerians or Targaryens have this lore of subjugating other groups of people, so it doesn't make sense.
I have no idea what y'all talking about, but go ahead.
You know, I mean, and I'm new to it, so whatever. But at the end of the day, is it gonna change what we see right now on screen? Like, does it matter? Absolutely not. And I think there's two sides to the story, yes. There are folks who are commenting on, I feel like it limits black actors to not be able to bring their blackness. I mean, can we give black actors the freedom to be something outside of quintessential black on screen, to be something outside of Friday? So I think I'm in agreement with what you're saying. We have to let them be fantastical. Because the thing about it is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I agree with you. I just think, like, listen, fantastical stories can be fantastical with any color in them. For heaven's sake, that's fantasy. Let's be fantastic. But if you want to do something true to historical record, that could present more of a problem, right? Because it's not as believable. But at the same time, Shonda Rhimes was brilliant with Bridgerton. Like,
Yeah, I think that's what you need. I don't think you need more actors of color. You need more, writers of color and directors of color and producers of
There's a
color.
mix.
yeah.
There's a mix. And I say there's a mix because not everybody sees the actors, writers, and producers. So you got to have both types of representation on both sides.
All right.
So kids can think they can do and be whatever. And the point that I was going to make before you started, Ashley, is that white stories don't have to announce that the characters are white. Like, black people have a responsibility to be like, we're black and we're doing this. And I think there's something courageous and revolutionary about just being.